Welcome to another edition of the GrAE Area. I'm Isaiah Rhodes, Ask Isaiah, and we finally got our boy back, Sir Nix-a-Lot, Devin Nix Thomas. It's been a little minute. Unfortunately, we don't got Frank with us this episode, but we are gonna get tapped into everything going on with the NBA right now. Obviously, with the civil unrest happening within the world, the league has had to adjust not only to that, but also the coronavirus as they try to get this NBA restart ready. It's been almost it's been three months plus, and by the time this is over, hopefully it'll be close to 5 months without basketball. It's been 100 days since the last NBA game was played. So looking at that, Devin, and everything happening within the world, how do you feel like sports has adjusted, and what do you think the climate is in terms of activism in the league, and what do you think they should do better or adjust to?
I mean, I think, sports is a distraction from
Okay.
everything. I mean, I think everyone's doing a good job. It would be nice to see the owners speak up a little bit, but the players are doing an amazing job donating their time and money into the cause. So I don't really have any complaints about that. Who was speaking out about not play? It was Kyrie, right?
Well, I'm glad you
said he
brought
didn't
that.
want to play.
Well, it came out that way, but he's saying that he really just wanted to voice some concerns in regards to the NBA resuming. To your point about the distraction, in a previous episode we spoke about Kyrie kind of being all over the place in regards to his initial thoughts. I think that the way it came out, and I don't agree with how he how he went about it in regards to the last minute forms of it. But I think that Avery Bradley, who's really taken on the face of the Players Coalition, to your point, he wanted to put more onus on the owners who have the capital to invest more into causes that the players will want to see in the community, vested in the community. Avery Bradley, being a Laker, put the onus on the owners, and the Lakers have taken a step forward. They are donating multiple. They have donated. They're not only donating money to specific causes within the community, with emphasis on African American empowerment, but also they're donating technology. They're donating iPads and different things like that. So that's a start. But what Avery Bradley is pointing to is utilizing money. There's a lot of pressure being put on the players at the forefront. Obviously, being the faces of the league, a lot of people want to see the players utilize their money and time. But so far, the only high profile owner to donate money has been Michael Jordan, who donated $100 million for a 10-year period to different causes within the African American community.
Yeah, I mean, it's only so much they can do. They could go to the protests and donate money. I mean, what more do we really want them to do?
And that's where I am in terms of how Kyrie kind of executed this whole thing. A lot is coming out in regards to him being in a group chat. He's saying, the players should take on more onus and potentially start their own league and kind of boycott the NBA resuming. He's saying he never said that. He's saying it's more so about voicing his concerns, but his thoughts were more so all over the place. So it's kind of like the messenger not necessarily being trusted in the same way that Avery Bradley, who's kind of voicing more organized concerns and plans. In regards to what the league is doing, I think that the league, as I said in previous episodes, I think that the league is one of the most progressive in being on the right side of history in a lot of ways. They don't look at their players speaking out as a detriment to their progression. They actually encourage it. You see the face of the league in LeBron James, who's really been at the forefront of the NBA resuming, really spearheading it for the superstar players. He wants to see it done, and he's saying that the NBA resuming won't stop him from being an advocate, won't stop him from fighting oppression and utilizing his platform and his voice. To your point, there have been players, some lesser known players or players of lesser stature, I should say, that feel it would be a distraction, but I don't necessarily think it'll be a distraction. I think that you knowing the platform that you do have in the NBA and people knowing that and having the attention on the NBA, they can use that moment to continue to keep the light on the cause and continue to push forward for Black Americans in this country.
Right, I agree with all that. Well, are you excited for the season to resume?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think that
I'm not.
For me, I never want to see a season that doesn't have a champion. In my lifetime, we've had 2 lockouts, 1998-99, which forced us as fans to miss 32 games. We had a 50-game season, still was able to get a champion. And then in 2011-2012, we had a lockout that extended into Christmas, and we had a 66-game season, but we're still able to get a champion. So to see the coronavirus ravaged the world in the fashion that it did, and it forced everyone around the world to slow down. The league, the NBA, was one of, if not the first league to put a halt to play, and it forced everyone to kind of reassess how they're going about this. So with that,
but do you want to see like a half-ass league though?
Everybody
playing in Disneyland.
I think that you got to try to figure out a way to make games happen. Obviously, it's not going to be, what we're used to, but you're still going to get competition, and it adds a different wrinkle because of the stoppage. There won't be necessarily any momentum. You got to start from scratch, kind of.
I mean, like, what are they going to do with the number 1 seeds though? They got to get rewarded somehow.
Well, they're saying that the one of the caveats to being the higher seeds is you're gonna get better hotel placements. That's how they adjusting it or whatever. But I feel like when you get on the court, you still gotta play. So
yeah, but home court matters. You gotta reward them for the regular season.
I mean, but
don't you think? And it's Disney World. Like, all the hotels are nice, so it's not like they're staying at a Motel 6.
True.
The lower seats are staying at a Motel 6.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna have different amenities provided to the teams that are there. You obviously, like you said, you want to reward the higher seeds, home court advantage, and things of that nature. But this is definitely going to be a different pursuit of a championship. It's definitely going to be challenging on everybody involved. But I'm just excited for the fact that they're gonna find a way to finish it, and I never want to see an incomplete season.
I mean, I feel like it's a tease though, because what if someone catches the virus and then we gotta shut it down again? Yeah. Or are they gonna do that?
Well, they're saying that they're going to have they're gonna have tests provided every other day for everybody on campus. Everybody that's on the campus.
Are they gonna have the ring too?
Right. They're gonna have a ring. They're gonna have a ring that can track your symptoms 3 days in advance. So in preparation or to temper anything that comes, they can give forewarning and track your body temperature and things like that. So I feel like when it comes to money, obviously this is one of, if not one of the biggest leagues in America. They're gonna find a way to make it most effective for this to get done. Those same amenities won't be provided to civilians per se, but they're gonna find a way to make sure that this gets done.
But yeah, back to the original question. I feel like the commissioners, or most of them, are doing a great job trying to get sports back in order, except for baseball. I don't know what's going on with baseball, but I don't know. I'm not feeling for sports like I thought I would.
Mm.
Like I don't want to see a game with no crowd. That's boring. That's lame to me. Like the crowds make to make the game live, make it lit. Like, it's at least half of it.
Um,
At least half. Otherwise, you're just looking at a scrimmage. It's gonna look like a scrimmage.
well, look at it this way, right? If when you see high quality basketball, regardless of where you at, like if you at a gym or a park, the crowd is not going to be the same. The crowd is not there. You just want to see a quality game. Like if you're at a gym open run and you're watching a
Yeah,
quality game, you
that's
enjoy that.
different though. I mean, I really don't be watching people play basketball like that, so
Mm.
I can't say that for myself. But for the NBA, the crowd's part of the atmosphere. I want to see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all of them. I want to see like rowdy fan. I'm gonna miss that.
I
And
think
it sucks.
it'll take us a couple of games for sure to get used to it. But once we see high quality basketball, we'll adjust to whatever it is.
How you know it's gonna be high quality though?
When it's on the line, when we get to the point where those that championship run is up for grabs, we'll see high quality basketball. The first 10 games, it'll be tough to get used to, but after you watch about 5 to 10 games, we'll be all right.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I feel like and also another thing, when you look at where this could potentially go, this is going to be a barometer for probably the next year or so, because it probably won't be any fans for 2020-21 either in any sport.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be safe, they'll probably make sure for the next year that you probably won't have any fans. You know, I've been looking at a lot of premium boxing on ESPN. I've been seeing the fights. The only people are there are the boxers, the referees.
Oh
Usually,
yeah, I did catch that a little bit.
yeah. So you're not
That's
right.
It's a little bit different with that too, but I think boxing is a sport that can manage without a crowd because it's just two people fighting. You don't. I mean, the crowd does help, but it's not like basketball though. We don't hear the chant. We're not gonna hear the basketball chants, the defense chants, the MVP. We're not gonna get none of that. I just think it's gonna be whack. Like I'm not. How bad you miss sports right now? You wake up thinking about sports all the time.
Yeah,
Not see. I thought I'd be like that, but I'm not.
I just want to see this resume. Obviously, with everything happening over the last couple weeks or so, with
And this was a lit season.
definitely that's why I want to see it finished. With everything happening in the last couple of weeks in regards to Kyrie, Avery Bradley, and some players,
You
having some
forgot your favorite player, Dwight Howard.
the White is in support of Kyrie, which could throw a wrinkle in the Lakers' plans as well, because he's on a 1-year deal. If he doesn't come back, that's another thing I have to mention. We have the players have until June 24th to let the league know if they're going to return or not. Adam Silver says he's not forcing anyone to come back if they don't want to, but he wants to you have to let them know, because they have to give the testing. So
Right.
if the White doesn't come back, the Lakers have to adjust their plans in terms of, their front court. A lot of their success this season has come with the three-headed monster of Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard. So they have to, adjust and sign in players. And the league did add two extra roster spots for
Which is big. That's big.
right. So you can see a lot of players that are on the waiver that didn't get picked up post All-Star break. They might get picked up come playoff time. So that'll be good.
So you don't have any concerns? You're just excited?
I mean, unfortunately, I feel like how Corona is right now, there's gonna be, some concerns, and you have to take that into consideration. But I think that being that the league is going forward, they're gonna take the most precautions possible, and they're gonna understand like if somebody catches it, they're gonna put them in isolation. They have a designated spot for isolation if it does happen. I think they're prepared for whatever happens.
And then the finals, if it's going to be this way, the finals is going to be in October.
Yeah, it's gonna go.
That's weird.
It's gonna go into the latest into the second week of October, like October 12th.
13th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be a short turnaround. It's gonna be a short turnaround into the next season because even though it will be shortened, they want to have it as close to the normal timeline as possible. So it'll be similar to the 2012 season where you're gonna have a shortened season, but it'll go from December to June.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like we should just focus on curing the virus, which I know they're doing, before we start worrying about sports. Like, if you're missing sports, just watch old Iverson games.
I mean, I could do that, but it's like it's only gonna remind me of a season that wasn't finished.
What? Why? Watch The Last Dance. How many times have you seen The Last Dance?
Probably like 5 times.
All of it? Every episode?
Yeah. Well, the first 8 I watched 4 times. Then I watched it straight through like 3 times.
Like, how you have all this time on your hands?
After work.
Wait, it's on Netflix, right?
Well, internationally, yes, but in America, it's on.
You just use the ESPN.
Demand. Yeah. So, but on demand, it's not. It's edited. It doesn't have the curses.
Nah, I think because that's how I used to watch it. I used to watch it with the curses in it.
No, when you watched it, you watched it the first time, right?
Well, when did it come on? Sunday?
Yeah.
So I would watch those two like that Monday and Wednesday or something. They still had the curses in it.
Oh, I thought once it went on demand, they edited it because.
Nah, I mean, I think they have 2 different versions of it.
Okay.
But with this season come, who do you think is going to win?
Well, with this happening, I don't know. The favorites were the Lakers, and the favorites matchup is still Lakers Bucks. It's Lakers Bucks, then Clippers Bucks. But with this change in terms of all this time off, it's definitely gonna change the trajectory. So I could see some upsets. I won't say that it'll be the Lakers, but I could see like Denver maybe throwing in an upset, maybe with the Clippers, depending on matchups. You never know.
Yeah, I would probably pick the Clippers or the Lakers to win.
Okay.
Like just like the normal. That's who I would have picked before this all happened. So, but I can see a team like Houston. They get the right matchup. They can make a deep push. No home court. I don't know how they're going to officiate these games. Are they going to mic up the players? Like, give us something. I don't want to just watch basketball. Like, it's just weird. I don't want to just watch them play. I just want to. I want the whole experience like we had before.
Well, I mean, they'll definitely have to adjust it to make it more fan friendly, even with what we're gonna see. One of the things I will say for teams from a benefit standpoint is that players are going to be healthy. So to your point about the Clippers won't necessarily during this entire year they dealt with nagging injuries, so we never saw the Clippers at an optimal level because somebody would be out. Paul George would be out. Kawhi would be out. Patrick Beverley would be out. Landry Shamet. They were always juggling lineups and still an elite team. So when you get this time off, everyone can get into optimal shape, and for the stretch run, you get 8 regular season games to finish the season. Then you get the playoffs. So I think that everybody being healthy adds another caveat to it too.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I just looked it up. So the Grand Destino, that's where the best teams are going. That one opened up last year.
Okay.
And the other one, the Grand Floridian, they opened up in 1988. But, obviously got renovations and stuff. But I don't know. Is that really? I'm stuck on this number one seed thing. Is that really much of an advantage for the number one seeds? At least let them pick who they want to play in the first round. I would do that. And to your point with the Clippers, I mean, yeah, they're gonna be healthy, but they're not gonna be in basketball shape. So they might pull a hamstring or something. They might get another nagging injury because they're not gonna be used. I feel like we're gonna see that a lot of injuries. Because it's hard to play for 5-6 months, stop for 2 months, and then play again. True. You know, did you see James Harden, how skinny he is?
Yeah, him and Jokic lost a lot of weight.
That's scary. Well, not for Jokic, but for Harden because he thrives on contact. So he need that extra weight. So I'm afraid of guys like that getting hurt. And it's gonna mess up next season.
That's one of the concerns that the younger players had. The younger stars of Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, they asked the league in regards to insurance for the future due to the coronavirus. Will the league provide that for them, especially with the upcoming CBA coming up? So that was a concern that some players had as well. Injuries.
Yeah, don't ever let them tell you that money don't matter, bro.
Well, in regards to that, if they don't resume the season in any fashion, if they don't resume the season, the league could lose up to $1 billion and potentially force a lockout going into next year. So they definitely, from a business standpoint, they definitely want to finish it, which is understandable. But I still feel like, and I think that Avery Bradley presented a much better plan than Kyrie did. But I think that they can still hold the league accountable to, make sure that, especially within this climate and going forward, that they can utilize their capital and
yeah, like Austin Rivers, I think said that too.
Right, definitely.
Like a lot of people don't have that Kyrie money, so it's easy for Kyrie to say that, which I don't think is totally fair, but I get where he was coming from with that.
Yeah, Ed Davis said the same thing about Kyrie and Dwight. When you
said that?
Ed Davis, power forward on the Jazz.
Oh yeah, okay. What did he say?
Yeah, similar sentiments. Like players don't have the luxury to not finish the season. They don't have the security that a Kyrie Irving. Basically, similar things to what Austin Rivers said. But Austin Rivers not only mentioned that, but he wanted to point out that while players are playing, they can utilize their platform in ways that a player like LeBron or Giannis or AD, like players that superstar players, they have a platform regardless of the season being played or not. Whereas like players that don't necessarily have the same profile, when they are playing, they can utilize games and just that moment to shed light on things that they want to.
Right. And do you really believe Kyrie if he said he would give up everything?
No, I don't. But
more?
Well, here's the thing, right? When you and this is why this is the differentiation I have with the Kyrie and Maya Moore thing. I said this on a previous episode. Maya, when she did what she did it understanding the conviction that she had. She had won on every level multiple times. And she felt like she needed to be fulfilled in another way, and she devoted all of her attention to criminal justice reform. Cool. She didn't ask the league to stop doing what they're doing just to do it. She did it herself. Now Kyrie Irving doing it the way that he did it, or voicing his displeasure and concerns in the way that he did it, it was so left field that
kind of selfish too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the way that he presented it as initially, the reports are that, the league told him he couldn't go because they wanted to have it as minimal as possible. Like the players and coaches that need to be there will be there. If you're dealing with an injury, you don't necessarily have to come. So then it turned into social justice and criminal justice reform, all this. And it's like, okay, which one is it? So to then say he's willing to give up everything to fight systematic oppression, I'm like, bro, what lane are you in right now? And it's okay if you want to pivot to that, but when you say this, what's your angle? Like, what's your plan?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like he meant what he said in the first place, which is fine because he's not the only one that said that. But just like stick with your guns. I hate when people flip flop. Like
Right.
stop flip flopping.
Mm. From an image, I mean, from an image standpoint, obviously, so many different, players, athletes are stepping up in ways that we haven't seen, but the climate is dictating that. Like, you have to at this point. So him voicing that, obviously he's not the only one, like you said, but he's almost like the face of it now, in a way that,
Right.
he's saying like now he feels like he's feeling attacked and things like that. Like, do you think that people are attacking him, or it's justified? Like, how do you feel about where he feels like that?
I mean, it's both sides. I get it, but everything I've seen on TV, they want to get like Stephen A. Smith, partner interruption. They all went against him, but they didn't. I don't. Well, Stephen A. attacked him. He said it was like dumb. He's like it was stupid. So that's an attack. But guys like Michael Wilbon, there's like you don't give up your platform. Use your platform. Why would you give up that? And that's where I'm at with it. Like, why would you give up your platform to fight this when you can use your platform? You can get both. You don't have to give up your NBA career for this. Maya Moore decides she wants to do that, and shout out to her, but that doesn't mean everybody should do that.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's really fair.
but see, this is what I think too. I think that for him, like, to really get his point across, he probably felt like he had to be extreme to get people to take him serious. He had to go to the extreme for people to really, like,
Yeah,
pay attention to,
I can see that a little bit.
and then and this how I feel like maybe that, I don't want to necessarily say a plan, but you can see how it turned into that. Like, all right, Kyrie had to be the one to, scream to the mountaintop for them to listen. And then once they got their attention, because he's not, LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi tier type star, but he's a big enough star for them to pay attention. And then Avery Bradley is the one that came in with the organization. And once that started to happen, then you started to see Adam Silver, Magic Johnson, Jeannie Buss. Like I said earlier, Michael Jordan had already donated, but you're starting to see more owners take on a deeper responsibility towards what Avery Bradley and the coalition really wanted.
Right. Yeah, I see that. And it's great that they're donating. It got to be about $1 billion worth of donations, to be honest with you.
I mean,
So hopefully
right.
that will go to good use. I mean, we won't see it all right away, but I'm praying that'll get better, bro. For real, I don't even be thinking about basketball like that, to be honest.
I mean, and that's where a lot of people are in terms of just the your opinion in terms of where sports is and what it could be. Not against the movement right now, but if the attention will be taken away from it. I'm of the point where you can utilize sports the way that Bill Russell and Kareem and Jesse and John Carlos and all these different guys. They utilize sports as a means to draw attention. That's how I'm looking at sports. But I can understand where people are coming from in terms of it being so overwhelming right now that you're not even worried about a sport.
Yeah, now things are changing even in sports. I mean, the Twins just took out a statue of their owner because he was a racist, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Goodell talking about he would encourage teams to sign Kaepernick. So I think already it's looking on the up and up as far as sports and politics go. But in these streets, it's still bad though. So it's like what's really changing? You know what I'm saying? Where's this money really going to? Like, these people say this stuff, but do they actually mean it?
This is what I feel like in terms of change. Change is really incremental. It's never going to be drastic right away. You're starting to see the things that you are mentioning. When leagues really having to be held accountable for certain things that they didn't necessarily have to worry about years ago, or even not just with sports, but certain brands that they're like forcing CEOs to step down. They're changing, things that might have been offensive or might have been, but that are offensive. They're really, really, worried about those things. That's the type of change that we see. In terms of systematic and congressional rulings and things like that, that's going to take change. That's going to take time too. But it's always levels. So this is the first. This is really the first wave. It's after this wave is done, what 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 are the results? What are the residual results? And then after that, you build on that. So it's definitely going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. So then this is what we spoke about in the previous episode. It's like, if you stop sports, how long do you stop sports? If you stop sports right now, if you stop playing right now, how long does that last?
Until this gets resolved, man. Until we get a vaccine or something.
Oh, you talking about for Corona? You talking about for
Yeah,
Corona?
what was you talking about?
I was talking about like systematic injustice.
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, that was confusing to me too.
Okay.
Because this has been going on forever, like you said. And it's like, why now? But I get it. People grow, I shouldn't think that way. It's just weird that people didn't want to play.
Right. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. I was talking about in regards to systematic injustice.
Go ahead. My fault.
But for Corona, that's a slippery slope too. Okay. Now watch this. You're right. You should stop it if all right, we got to stop this until we get a handle on Corona, right? But like I said earlier, these leagues know they have the type of access to make sure that their product is safe. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
So some players might test positive, but they know they're gonna have the best medical staff. They're gonna have the best amenities and different things like that to make sure that these players quarantine in the best possible way, and they're not going to jeopardize anybody around them. You get what I'm saying? So they know that they can protect their investments. They can protect their product. For civilians, for people like outside of sports, or you know what I mean, that's a little different. But I feel like the coronavirus won't affect sports to the level that it will affect regular people. That's my whole thing.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know that you can get through this while get through this as a means to finish something, or continue to play your sport and have a handle on it, I feel like you should do it. Now, on our end, maybe they need to, pass on information to whatever medical staffs or whoever to pass that down to us. That would be beneficial too. But I mean, you can't stop it if you could do it. Don't stop it.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I'm at with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how you think your Sixers are going to do in this new environment? Because my team out.
Well, I
that don't got nothing to do with it, by the way. Why I'm not excited? I promise, because I watched the playoffs anyway. We haven't made the playoffs in like 6 years, so it's not that. It's just I don't want to see a half-ass product. That's all. But how you think your Sixers are going to do?
I think that because the style of play is going to be so different, because so many people haven't been in game flow, they haven't played. I think to our it will work to our advantage, because we're a defensive team, and we can play different types of styles defensively. So that will help. The pace of the game will be a little different, because everybody's going to be trying to get back into the flow. So those early months back will probably benefit us. We still have the same issues in terms of shooting. Ben Simmons will be back healthy. This time off has helped the impinged nerve in his back, so that's good. Hopefully Joel Embiid, who's had to deal with being in and out of the lineup his entire Sixer career, this time off will get him healthy. So hopefully him and Ben could be on the court at the same time. But I think that it can be a benefit to us with everybody having time off, because we're a defensive team, or that is our identity most of the time.
I mean, I think if y'all, what seed are y'all right now?
Right now we're fifth, but we're two games back of fourth.
You want to get that. You want to play Boston. That's what you want, and then just go from there.
Right.
So I think Boston's third, right?
Yeah. But
you want to get to the 6th seed.
I want to say this though, and that's a good point you said that. I feel like for every team, that first round is very important. Unless you're the Lakers, because you're gonna play whoever you play at the 8th seed is gonna be, easy. But for every team, that first round matchup is gonna be good for their confidence. Once you get that and get that team out the way, you feel like you'll be able to play against everybody or whoever you go against. It's just about building that momentum. I feel like for a lot of teams that might get caught slipping, it's just it doesn't necessarily matter about the matchup. It's just about that inactivity. To your point, inactivity, not playing, not being not having that consistent flow that could throw some teams off. So it's just a matter of time for real. But the season will resume. Hopefully, they're saying July 30th, July 31st around that time. So we'll just have to wait and see. In between time, as more information comes out, we'll be back with much more. And by the time the NBA gets their results from the players about who wants to come back or not, we can do another pod in regards to how that could affect other teams.
Yeah, I'm with it.
No doubt. So just thanks for tapping in, man. We're going to make sure we get a lot more done. With this Father's Day coming up, I saw that you started a new pod. So just give some people some insight in regards to that.
Oh yeah, good looking. It's called Behaving Dadly. Me, Cord, and Sherrod was on it. It's talking about our experiences being a dad because we all got kids.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about how it is raising black babies in this world, man. Because Black Lives Matter, the stuff that's going on. Sherrod's kids are a little bit older, so he had an easier time. My kids are still babies, but yeah, check that out. Behaving Dadly, man. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, all that.
Behaving Dadly. Make sure you tap in. Where can the people find you at?
Sir Nix-a-Lot Facebook, Sir Nix-a-Lot Twitter, Sir Nix-a-Lot Instagram.
No doubt. We're going to tap into all those things. I'm Ask Isaiah Rhodes. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ask Isaiah. This is the GrAE area. We were able to chop it up about sports, and we'll chop it up about so much more. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.